British beans and toast. You know, I was kind of curious about this dish. It's something I've always wanted to try. And if you look at me, it's obvious that I'm not a picky eater. And today on Coffee, Computers, and More, we're going to try just that. So I was looking for a British beans and toast recipe online. And one of the first things that popped up in a Google search is this article from Indy100.com. And it says, Americans have just discovered that beans on toast, and they're really not impressed. Now, I'm looking forward to trying these. I can say that this is probably a combination that I've never just explicitly eaten by itself. I'm the kind of person that could care less if my food mixes together. So when a British food store opened up just off the street called Chippy's here in Lincoln, Nebraska, I went in there and I had to see if they had some British beans, and sure enough they did. So we've got an authentic can of imported from the UK Heinz Beanz. Now, apparently the whole British beans and toast thing was something that was introduced by Heinz around the 1920s, 1927, just kind of as a sales pitch to see if they could market the beans, and apparently it worked. And this is something that people in the UK really do enjoy. Now, for preparation methods, you can either microwave them, or you can prepare them on the hob. Now, I'm not sure what a hob is. I'm assuming maybe that's an oven top, stove top. So we're gonna go ahead and cook them on the hob, or warm them up in a pan, and then we're just gonna put them on some Sara classic white bread, which we're gonna toast up and just see what it tastes like. Now, I do wanna try these cold before we heat them up, because I grew up eating Van Camp's pork and beans out of a can, chili beans, whatever. You know, like I said, I'm not too much of a picky eater. So we're gonna see kind of how these compare. Are they sweet? Are they tomato-y? Are they salty? What do you get? We're gonna try them cold, and then we're gonna heat them up, and we're gonna put them on toast and have a British classic. All right, stay tuned for Coffee, Computers, and More, and here we go. So what it looks like Heinz did is they took the SpaghettiO sauce and mixed it with their regular beans. And on the back of here it says, we could tell you that our beans are hard to beat, that they're brimming with deliciously rich tomatoey flavor, but you already know that because you know what beans means. Interesting stuff on the nutritional information too, where we have fat and then it says of which saturates, which kind of interesting is here we have fat and then just saturated fat. And then where we have carbohydrates, we have carbohydrates by itself, and they have carbohydrates of which sugar. So the language is a little bit different on the can, so if you've got any kind of like special dietary needs, you may need to check out the can before you eat these. All right, let's go and take a bite and see how they are. Now, some people might never eat these cold, I don't know, but I want to see them before and after. All right, here we go. So, oh wow, okay. I noticed that there's some vinegar that is on the ingredients list. In fact, it says beans, tomatoes, water, sugar, spirit vinegar, modified corn flour, starch, spice extracts, and herb extract. So they got a different, much more tomatoey flavor on the back end, and the beans taste a lot different. They're much more solid. They taste less cooked than the ones that I had in the Van Camp's beans growing up as a kid, pork and beans. You know, they're not bad. They almost have like almost like a chickpea kind of consistency. They're really dense. And that sauce is really hard to place. It's tomatoey, a little bit acidic. Yeah, and you know, the aftertaste is almost like you've just taken a sip of tomato juice. It's really interesting. And just the sauce itself. Very unique, very different from a lot of the beans that I've had here. Here we tend to put a lot of sugar in our beans. Like you can get different styles like hickory and sweet beans and chili beans and stuff like that. All right, we're gonna go and heat these up on the hob, and we're going to throw them on some toast, and let's just see how it is. All right, here it is, everybody. Warmed up on the hob. I've got the bread toasted. Chime in down below if there's different ways that those of you that maybe live in the UK or are fans of British style beans and toast, is there a certain kind of bread that you recommend? I'd seen everything from like a cottage white to a potato bread to just a basic bread. Some people like rye bread. So we're just gonna go and try the beans by themselves and see how they are. And then we're gonna try them with a little bit of the bread with the toast. Yeah, so they have more of the sauce has more of a SpaghettiO flavor to it once you really heat it up. Very mild, very pleasant, but just more of that tomato. The tomato taste on the back end is much more predominant than like any other kind of bean that I've ever had before out of a can. Let's try another bite. Now, as a kid growing up, there was all kinds of stuff that we'd put on bread when I was growing up. Mom would make hamburger and gravy, mashed potatoes, and throw that on the top of it. I'm not gonna say what we called it here on camera because I like to keep everything G-rated, but it was absolutely delicious. Sometimes you toast the bread, sometimes you wouldn't. Hot beef sandwich is very popular. Sometimes you would even put a hot dog on a piece of bread or toasted bread with chili, and you make chili dogs like that too. All right, let's go ahead and sample some of the bread with just the sauce and see how that is. It's got a nice little soak going on there. Oh man, it's pretty good. Now, if you're a texture person, you're probably not gonna dig it because it's not mushy, it's still crisp. But if you don't like things that are soggy, you're probably not gonna dig it. So, all right, let's go ahead and take one more bite with the beans and the sauce and the bread all together in one shot. Oh yeah. So maybe I'd add maybe like a little bit of salt and pepper, but otherwise this is good. This is some basic, you know, staple that a person could go on for a little while, could survive on if you had to. This is a recession buster right here, man. You eat this, you're never gonna go broke. So Heinz Beanz, very, very tasty British beans and toast. You guys got a winner here. I really do like this. This is pretty tasty. So I'm gonna continue to get those beans up at Chippy's. Obviously I wanna support them because they're a small business. And I'm a huge fan of British food, especially Cadbury candy. Oh my God, that's my downfall. So I'm gonna go and finish this up, but my reaction, I'm gonna give it 2 thumbs up. I'm gonna go and give it an A. It's simple, it's delicious, it's to the point. It's a nice little no-nonsense you know, meal that a working person could really appreciate. So thanks for watching Coffee, Computers, and More. Please like and subscribe, mash that bell. I'm just gonna sit here and go ahead and finish this. You guys have yourselves a great afternoon to all of our friends over in the UK. You guys have fun, be safe, and as you know, we will talk to you soon. All right, bye-bye.